Pura Vida, my friends. Welcome back to our series of what we did in Costa Rica. This is our third episode, and on these episodes, we're sharing all of our tips and tricks, our itinerary, and what we did with 10 girls in Costa Rica in March. This day, we started with a coffee stop, so we went to the Nordico Coffee House. It was very cute. It was upstairs, had a nice little balcony. Our coffees were extremely strong. So if you like strong coffee, definitely for you. They also had some pastries. We had some breakfast empanadas. And then we headed out for a day of adventure. We went to Black Stallion Hills Ranch and we did both horseback riding and zip lining here. So we started out with horseback riding. They also offered a pool. So if you didn't want to do horseback riding or zip lining, you could actually hang out by the pool. Our horseback riding experience, not all of the girls went. The horses were a little bit interesting. They were a little more wild than we're used to. And two of us had to actually get pulled by the guide to make sure that our horses behaved. But it was totally fine. We went essentially on probably about like a 30-minute journey through the quote unquote jungle. But this is dry season, so it's not the most glamorous. Our guides brought water for us, which we needed because it was incredibly hot. And one of our guides, we think, was hungover and actually like threw up during the drive. So that was cool. This one horse kept running around. We were like, okay, I think we're done horseback riding. And then it was time for zip lining, which we were all so excited about. We took a little truck. This was like us going to the pumpkin patch. It was a bumpy ride, riding up to where the zip lines were. So this course had 9 zip lines. So once you went up there and started, the only way to get down was the zip line. So we had to face our fears. We got a little demonstration from our guide and then we headed over. We were with a group. There was probably like 20 of us. So we just all took turns. They had a nice way of stopping you so that you weren't actually going to crash. So we never really felt unsafe or anything like that. It was super easy. There was children also, and they were able to pick it up very easily. So like you don't need to be worried about it. Again, this was the jungle, but you see a lot of dryness because of the weather. We got fancy and started going upside down and backwards. And then by the end, they were bouncing us around, which was honestly so much fun. The guides were great. They totally made us feel safe and comfortable. And we all had a blast. And we all said that we would very happily do this again. So if you're afraid of ziplining, I think you should do it. Then on our way back, the guide started singing happy birthday to our birthday girl. So the whole truck sang. And then we stopped at this food truck park, which was legitimately amazing. There were so many options for food. We had tacos, poke, there was quesadillas, burgers, fries. Everything was phenomenal. We would have went back there multiple times. And then it was time to celebrate our birthday girl. So we all got ready and went to Ocho Beach Club for sunset drinks. So they were able to get a table for us, and the sunset was absolutely stunning. Of course, we had to take a bunch of pictures and videos, and then cheers to our birthday girl. Drinks were great here. Service was great. It was a really fun atmosphere. They had some fire dancers next door again, which seems to be a common theme here. And then we ended up going to this Italian place, El Santuario Italiano. They had really good pasta, and the calzones were legitimately as big as our heads. And then we were looking for a night out. So we started at Rumors, where we were old ladies and had to look at the menu with a flashlight. The birthday girl got some shots, and we danced a little bit, but it was a little more house music, not necessarily our vibe. So then we went over to Sharky's, and this music was a millennial's dream, even though it was full of college kids, but we had a great time. We were singing Fetty Wap here, and then we also had Cascada evacuate the dance floor, so we were having a great time. We went on a side quest to this other tiny bar that we walked past that was doing karaoke. That's like the owner or the bartender doing karaoke. The birthday girl got more shots, and they were kind of gross, but we did them anyway because they were free. And our one friend, Michelle, really wanted to sing Bohemian Rhapsody on karaoke, and her dream came true. And then it was time for us to call it a night. See you next time.